Welcome to Everything Guns. I'm your host, David. On the other mic is Jody. What do you have for us tonight?
Let's just jump right into our first use of force case. This is a case out of Florida, of course.
Of course.
Seems like most of our cases come from. So we got a family sitting on a porch. I must have been around 4th of July because there was some fireworks that were associated with this particular incident. So we got a truck that was going by, and somebody was sitting in the back of the truck and decides to throw some fireworks at the people sitting on the porch. Fireworks went off. Everybody goes running. One guy jumps off the porch, starts chasing after the truck, and starts firing shots at the fleeing truck. Everything was on video too, by the way. You can actually watch this.
Have you seen that Instagram video I sent you where the kid put the fireworks in the grill?
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Everybody goes to the corner for cover when those things go off. Somebody's shooting at us.
I see that. Similar,
this is not that.
Not this way, but so you got a firework or some fireworks being thrown on a porch, and guy retaliating by going out into his front yard and shooting at the fleeing truck, and then run back up and said he was going to go chase him down, and I guess his wife or somebody else said no, and stopped him. So that's where it ended. I haven't been to find out if there's any charges been filed yet on this one, but
so how'd you even find anything out about it?
what do you mean?
I mean, how did it get in the news?
Well, I guess I seen it on Andrew Brinkus.
That's what I'm wondering. How somebody called the police then, I guess?
Do you think?
That's what I'm asking you.
You got somebody shooting down the road?
Well, that's what I'm asking
Well,
you.
I would assume there was probably some other neighbors that might have called the police.
That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
You didn't have that information. It's like,
Well,
what is that on my leg? Oh, crap. Dang dog.
Just told you. That's all I had. I don't know. I think they're going to file some reckless endangerment charges, from what I understand. But the question that we have,
All right, go ahead.
would this be a legitimate use of force?
No, it would not.
What now? Arson is considered to be a deadly threat. So this could be a potential arson case. The guy could potentially be trying to commit arson by throwing this firework onto the porch.
No, he was not.
Well, what? What do you mean he was not?
He was not trying to burn the house down with fireworks.
But if he had shot at him as he was trying to throw the firework, would that have been a legitimate use of force?
No.
Potentially could have been.
No, not at all. Not even close.
I'm with you on that. When the truck,
If he'd have thrown a rock, which could have potentially hit you in the head and killed you.
No, rock could not be potential arson. Arson is I'm talking about pennage.
I'm not saying arson
you can
at this
use.
point. I'm talking about lethal force.
I'm just saying, could you argue that you thought he was trying to burn?
I'm saying no, you cannot.
Why could you not argue it? You could argue it.
I'm saying it won't
might
hold
not be
up in court. It will not hold water.
Let's go back to my cousin Vinny, I guess.
Okay. I'm ready. You picked up that. I'm asking, will that hold water?
I think. Well, not the way they did it.
No, it won't.
The truck was already leaving. He fired shots. No, that definitely not. There was no way that's going to be a legitimate use of force case. So that's not a self-defense
dumb
case.
decision.
Yeah, very dumb.
To run out and start shooting at someone.
Yeah.
Very emotional. Hey, I'm going to get them.
Looked like one lady might have got burned from the fireworks, and it did hit up on the porch, and then just fireworks went everywhere.
Well, I bet these people are the cream of the crop. I'm just saying.
What do you mean by that? They were sitting on their porch.
Yeah.
What do you mean they were cream of the crop?
I'm just saying.
So
if your first thought is if somebody throws some fireworks on your porch, you can jump out and start shooting them.
Well, we both carry. If we're sitting on our front porch, somebody threw something at us. I mean, we're not going to shoot at them.
I don't think I'm running out into the road shooting at them.
No, but we might run out there to try to get their tag or something. I'm definitely not going to shoot at them. I'm just
That's
saying.
All I
don't know.
All I made a statement was I bet they're cream of the crop.
I don't know why you have to down. You haven't even seen these folks.
Hey, I was saying they were top of the line, man. I'm saying they're the best of the best, cream of the crop.
All right, let's go on to the.
You may have taken that wrong.
Yeah, I definitely took it wrong because I took it the way you put it.
So they should have tried to get the tag number and called the police.
Should have just called the police. Call the police and say you got a truck riding around with somebody in the back throwing fireworks at people. If they then, because I guarantee you, if that would have been the case, they would have done it somewhere else. After getting shot at, they probably didn't. They probably didn't get shot at. Do it anymore.
Probably not. They're getting shot at.
Next case I've got. Oh, and by the way, this segment brought to you by Misty Made It. For all your craft needs, check out Misty Made It on Instagram, Facebook. Use discount code Clear Creek Shooting or Everything Guns and get 10% off your first order. It's pretty good stuff. All right, second case. So we got an armed woman who defended herself against a drunk roommate. Luckily, this comes a year down the road where she won. She had a legal win, but it took, as we go through this, as you can see, it took a year. So
this is the one. She's a USPSA member, right?
Yeah,
that's the one you're talking about. Yeah,
that she didn't remember until after she'd spent a few days in jail.
Yeah, I think I remember it now.
Yeah. So let me see if I can get all the details. So this lady, she just rented a room for a few months in a house owned by her friend's mom, not knowing any of her roommates. And there was I guess 5 roommates, something like that. There was more than just one roommate, so there were several people. She says she shared it with 5 other people, so you got 6 people living in this house. So she had a male roommate that had returned home from that evening, according to her, appeared to be intoxicated and began trying to strike up a conversation she didn't want to, and he kept pushing it. And she was trying to go into the bathroom, and he came busted in there after her. I guess ultimately, I'm trying to read through this real quick because I don't remember exactly how she got to her gun. He held the door, wouldn't let her close the door. Definitely was getting dangerous for her. Apparently there were some other roommates there.
Not helping? That
seen what was going on and didn't want to get involved and went back in their own bedrooms instead of trying to help her. So nice job there, people stepping up. She thought he was going to hit her or try to rape her. She didn't know. He was a big guy. You can carry a gun without a permit on California, this is where this one was. So she bolted from her bathroom.
You can do what in California?
Huh?
You can do what in California?
You can carry a gun on your own premises
in your own home.
Yeah, in your own home, not anywhere outside.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
She bolted from the bathroom. He tried to break in and grabbed. As he tried to break in, and she grabbed her gun from her purse, fired one round because he got on top of her, and pushed her down.
You having trouble breathing over there?
I'm not having any trouble breathing. I'm trying to get to. So she was charged. The police arrived, arrested her, charged her with discharge of a firearm with gross negligence.
And she didn't hit him, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Exhibiting a firearm as a misdemeanor. So she spent the next 20 days behind bars until her sister reminded her on a phone call that she was a USPSA member.
Man,
how do you forget that?
I don't know how you forget that.
So we'll get into the USPSA stuff later, but let's just talk about her use of force. So you've got a woman with a guy that's definitely bigger than her. So you could assume, difference in size.
No, I think her use of pulling the gun and probably should have shot him with it.
Yeah, probably should have shot him. She might have tried. I don't think it was.
But since she didn't pulling the gun, I don't have any issue with her pulling a gun and trying to use a gun on this guy at all.
Yeah, it says she pushed her up against the wall.
I got no issue with her. I think it should be a legitimate use of force.
Yeah, I mean, so you got a difference in size. So you got eminence, you got proportionality because of that difference in size. So she can use a firearm, protect herself against someone that's much bigger than her.
Yeah, I don't care if she was bigger, smaller, whatever. She should have the.
Yeah. So I think from a use of force standpoint, she did what she was supposed to do, but she spent 20 days in jail. Now, when she did remember that she had the USPSA membership, which both you and I are both members as well, she was bailed out, and then that's the initially they took the case from the public defender's office, but once she got the USPSA stuff, she could use a lawyer from them.
Yeah, I wonder if she made statements. I'm
sure
didn't do her much good.
Oh yeah, I think she did. I think she did make some statements, but again, I should have read this right
Yeah, it's
before.
good that you're prepared.
Well, you're the one that told me about it. It looks like you'd read it too.
I sent it to you.
You didn't read it?
Nah.
But a year later, they dropped the charges.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So not that she. Luckily, she didn't have to go to court, but they dropped the charges.
Yeah, so
because the USPSA lawyers went through all the evidence and showed no, this is a self-defense case.
Right.
There's no way that she should be charged.
yeah, the prosecutor didn't want to lose the case. 'Cause it
Problem
looks
I
bad
have
on him.
is I don't think they went back and charged that guy, which he should have been the one that got charged for something.
She should be able to sue him.
You would think, but I would hope so. But so that was a good use of force.
I think
But that's why we always say, hey, you don't talk to the police. If you use your weapon in those type of situations, be prepared. You're probably going to get arrested.
also be a member of
Yeah, some kind of
Of some
organization,
organization.
that provides you
If-
with that type of service.
if not, know a lawyer or have a lawyer that you know of that can handle that type of case that you can call them.
Yeah, that has some.
If you don't want to be a member of USPSA or CW, what is it? CW,
I can't remember.
yes,
other
whatever it
names
is.
of them.
But any of those others, if you don't want to be a member of them, go out and find somebody that does Second Amendment cases and have them and know their number so you can call them. I say have them on a retainer, but I don't. You can explain what having them on retainer means if you want to.
Well, it's similar to insurance. You're going to pay an amount of money that they're going to be available if you have a case.
Yeah.
But
So, but if you
USPSA
just
covers.
know somebody.
They're not going to cover your costs. They're not going to cover your any of your costs.
Not
They're just
gonna-
going to be
they're not gonna-
available. You're going to pay them.
They're not going to get you out on bond. pay your
USPCA and
bond.
some of these other organizations cover your costs to some extent,
Yeah.
depending on what level
Yeah.
membership you have.
Yeah. Yep, I think that's a good use of force. Good that she's out.
Yep.
It's terrible that she had to spend so long there. So, but yeah, definitely, I say join an organization. It just gives you a little bit of peace, a little bit of comfort, knowing that
Yeah,
there's somebody there that's going to be able to help you.
Yeah, and it sucks that she had roommates there that didn't step up. I mean, first, not just during the incident, but afterwards.
later
They
on,
should have stepped up afterwards when
Say,
the police
no,
got
this
there.
is what happened. Yeah, here's what happened. Here's what I
So-
saw. This guy's lying. This
Good
guy's
reason
drunk.
good reason not to live with other people. I
Yeah,
swear.
no, it is.
It's ridiculous.
All right.
Yeah.
What's next?
I think you got a gear review you wanted to go through today.
No.
Well, then let's just move
I'm
on then if you don't.
Yeah, I got it's the visionary optics integration, the VIS, variable interface system that's on the new Echelon.
So which is it?
It's
What does the VIS stand for? You get two different VISs there.
Well, no, it's
Vision
only, there's only one VIS.
Well, what does it stand for?
It's variable interface system,
Okay, you said visual integration. something.
visionary optics integration.
Okay,
That's what they're calling it.
gotcha.
Their little
All right.
patents, Echelon
ahead.
patents. But it comes on the new Springfield Echelon, and it's basically a mounting system for red dots. It's let's see. Here's what they say on their website. Let me read it here. Concealed beneath the slide cover plate is the Echelon's patent-pending optic mounting system. The variable interface system allows users to mount up over 30 optics directly to the slide without
How
the
can
use
a
of
gun
adapter
fit
plates.
30 optics on it?
I want to explain it to you, if you'll wait.
Are you going to be too heavy?
Oh my God. Simply configure the self-locking pins for the footprint of your desired optic to achieve a low direct mount for improved sight picture and intuitive alignment. So if you look at this system, it's got these two little locking pins at the front that when you set the red dot down on them, they angle in, they kind of put pressure on the optic to force it down and to hold it in place. And then you got two screws that go
In the back?
in the back that
That's pretty neat.
attach it. So you got to make sure you use the right length screws. But what it allows you don't have to have another plate in between. You don't have to have a separate plate that can come loose.
Well, like a lot of the guns we got now, it's got optic ready, but you have 4 or 5 different plates, so you can
Right.
use different optics. This
Yeah.
one comes, you don't have to have
You don't have the plates. You have different little. You got like different little sets of pins. So you got a pin for like a Delta Pro footprint, an RMR footprint. They do the Shield footprint. So you got little different pins you set in there, and you place the gun there and it mounts it and it keeps it in place. So
That's pretty neat.
I watched some videos of it. It looked pretty nice. It looks like it mounts good. It gives you the ability to co-witness.
So if they've got a patent on it, so that means
patent pending. Patent pending.
What's that?
That means it's not.
No. Is that your phone?
It's my
I
phone.
know what patent pending is. Whatever. All right. But I mean, what I'm saying is, so really the only people that's going to have this type of system is Springfield.
Yeah, unless they sell it, I guess.
Okay. Interesting. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's the pins exert lateral pressure on the optic, which helps.
I like the looks of the echelon.
Yeah. So I've watched a few videos of it. I'm waiting to see how it does over time, to how it kind of holds, because they claim it's not going to get as much movement as others, and it can take more hits from the side than other mounting plates and that sort of thing. So we'll see how it does over time. See if it meets what they claim it does.
I'm sure some of these YouTubers have put it through 5,000 rounds just to see what it does.
Or they put the gun through it and then some of that. But you have to go back and watch some videos and see how it's done. But it's a different mounting system. Looks pretty good just from the initial looks of it. So it's out there. I wish it was on more pistols just to get a better idea. But
yeah.
It looks nice.
So is that the only one it's on right now? Is the echelon?
Yes.
I'm thinking about getting the Prodigy, that 2011.
I don't believe it's on that one.
All right. Well,
so that's my gear review. Something to consider, something to look at.
Yeah. So that's all the guns gear review we got for this episode, because we got a lot of USPSA updates. We got some in the news stuff. Really want to hit that, and then I've got just a brief review of my sectional match that I had on Friday this past weekend. So.
All right.
We'll jump into that. So let's just jump right into the news stuff. So you got an update on the New Mexico governor?
Yeah, this is a couple weeks, a week or so old now. September 13th, District Court, because of Gun Owners of America and the Gun Owners Foundation, both filed lawsuits against the New Mexico governor, Michelle Grisham's rule that she was telling people you cannot carry concealed or open carry in Albuquerque or the surrounding counties.
Surrounding county.
Right? Yeah. It also had to do with something else. But anyway, there was a issue. Let's see.
Temporary stay on the order.
Yeah, it was they basically stopped it.
Yeah, but then she came out and said, okay, we'll just make it where you can't carry in parks.
She did come out and say, oh, no, we're just going to change it to parks. And I got this.
Which I don't think that's constitutional.
No, it's not. So that came out on September 13th. So looks like on September 14th, NRA filed a lawsuit.
Well, of course. Come in a little late because all the work's been done.
But they filed a lawsuit after she came in and said...
That's a crap organization.
Well, they did come in after she did the you can't carry it in parks and all these other places. So
they probably didn't know it. Never mind.
Yeah, so it says, here's the NRA. They said on September 14th, NRA filed a suit challenging Grisham's unconstitutional order in state court. A Republican member of New Mexico legislature, the Republican Party of New Mexico, and the Libertarian Party of New Mexico joined NRA as plaintiffs. This is after it already had a stay, so it kind of seems like late in the game for the NRA.
Well, that's
on September 15th, so this is different. So NRA waited to see GOA and GOF get the state, and they jumped in. So now on September 15th, Grisham amended her order to limit the firearm prohibition to public parks or playgrounds or other public areas provided for children to play in.
Yeah, that's pretty vague.
Oh, that's what it says. This vague prohibition still has the same problems as the original order. It violates the right to keep and bear arms and the separation of powers. Now, if you remember, this whole thing was done. It's probably done to see how far they could go.
Yeah,
but it's basically done emotionally.
They said it was done because a kid got shot.
Yeah, they ended up this past weekend arresting the person that did the shooting. But
probably a concealed carry permit holder.
Yeah, I'm sure it was illegal. Yeah, it was a legal gun.
If it didn't come through, that was sarcasm. There's no way it was.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. So, but just one thing to note on all of this. So the order was, the sheriffs came out and said, hey, they weren't going to. They eventually said they weren't going to support it.
Because at first they said they would. One of them did anyway.
But if you go back and look at the order, they weren't even. It wasn't their responsibility.
Well,
it was all going to be the state
police. But yeah, that's such crap anyway.
So it was basically a moot point for them to come out and say anything. It was just, hey, we're not going to do this. Well, you weren't asked to do it.
Yeah.
So don't fool yourself to think that if their job was on the line, they wouldn't go enforce that. Because they sure in the crowd would come take your gun.
Yeah, they had to change the law after
Louisiana.
Yeah, what was the
Katrina,
because they were confiscating guns.
Yeah, so
change the law.
So that's the one thing people need to understand. When people, if police are forced to either lose their job or take your gun,
they're going to take your gun.
They're going to take your gun. So unless we can change the laws and prevent things from happening, then it's a never-ending thing. Never ends. It's never going to stop.
Yeah. So
that's the New Mexico thing.
We're still under the stay order.
Yeah,
really
nothing's
happening.
It'll end up not going to court because the 30 days is going to run out, and they'll just say
which is a bad thing. We need this to go to court, but if all the states going to argue now, well, it's moot because this is no longer there. Yep. It needs to go to court so this doesn't happen again.
That's the same thing New York does a lot.
Yeah. New York does it all the time. They'll rescind something, so it's moot now, so it doesn't need to go to court, and then they'll do it again and have these temporary orders in place. Yeah.
That's the bit on that. So
let's stay in New Mexico then. Go ahead. You got any more on that one?
No, that's all on that one. Okay.
Before you move on to the next one, let's stay in New Mexico. So we had a gun store in New Mexico I wanted to call out. And it's been called out by some other podcasts too. We Like Shooting Guys called them out pretty good, which deservedly so. Shooter's Den out of Albuquerque in New Mexico. So if anybody in the area uses them, I'd say don't use them. So what has happened is you had an 18-year-old who had built a polymer 80 pistol. And it is not illegal for you to build your own gun. And it does not have to be serialized unless you sell it or get rid of it to somebody. So before everybody starts sending us a bunch of emails, which...
Yeah, good luck with that. We ain't going
to email it all.
Get your shirt away.
But anyway, he built his own polymer 80. Went to the gun shop and asked them about a holster to fit it. And they said, well, just bring it in so we can try out a few and see how it is. Well, when he brought the gun in, I don't know if it was the owner or one of the employees there, noticed that the gun did not have a serial number on it. So they asked him for his ID and discovered that he was only 18, which, you can't buy a firearm from an FF dealer until you're 21. But he didn't buy this when he built the gun.
Yeah.
They took it from him, confiscated it from him, basically stole it. The kid didn't know what to do, so he went home. Not thinking he might have done something wrong. Right. Eventually called the police and said, hey, they took my gun from me. ATF even come out and said that they couldn't do that. It's not an FFL. I'm an FFL. I have an FFL. It's not our job.
You're not police. Yeah,
we're not the police.
You don't have the authority
to
take my gun and hold it. You don't have the authority to do that.
You shouldn't.
You don't have to sell me a gun, but you don't have the authority to take anything of mine.
If somebody come to me and I thought, hey, this probably is not legit, I would just give them the information. You better check on that because I don't think that's legitimate. Then in this case, it was legitimate. He can do what he did.
Yeah,
So the gun was confiscated.
Shooter's Den, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah. So the ATF told them to return the gun, but then the shop said the ATF called them back the next day and told them, well, since the gun had been there for over 24 hours, it had to be serialized.
That's bullcrap.
Now, here's the next problem to that. Since it's serialized, they can't transfer the gun back to him. So the kid still didn't have his gun back. The shop gave it to the police, so now he's got to go through that again. Law enforcement's got the gun now, which to me, I don't know, give the kid the gun back.
Yeah, sue them all.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, and it all started because you got somebody either, and if the owner didn't do it, he should fire the employee
and come out with a statement.
Saying, but first off, if it was an employee should have called the owner and said, "Hey, we got this," and the owner should have no, that's nothing wrong with that. Just help the guy find the holster.
Yeah.
Now, tell him to go on his way. If you do think there's an issue, tell him, hey, you better check and make sure this is not an issue. But, of course, it's not. It's not illegal. You can go to Home Depot, buy the stuff to build a gun with, and It's not illegal. Just infuriating to me that you got an FFL that's supposedly pro Second Amendment.
A gun store.
Guys, a gun store.
Yeah, that would tell you to your face that they're the most pro Second Amendment people in the country.
Yeah. So again, Shooter's Den out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's just, if you're looking for somewhere to do business, this is not the place to go. So I know we've got a couple of listeners out of New Mexico, so hopefully they're hearing this episode and use some other establishment.
Well, I wouldn't use them. You can make your own choice. Yeah. We're not telling you where to go, but I wouldn't use them.
Yeah. So so I think that's it for what we got for New Mexico for the day.
Out of California, September 22nd, a federal judge in California on Friday declared the state's ban on magazines that hold more than 10 rounds of ammunition unconstitutional.
Haven't they done that before?
Saying it violated the Second Amendment right of firearm owners. U.S. District Judge Roger Benitez in San Diego said California's sweeping ban went too far by preventing people from using magazines for lawful purposes, including self-defense. So he goes on to say, let's see here. Benitez cited a June 2022 decision by the U.S. Supreme Court, New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin, requiring that firearm restrictions be consistent with the nation's historical tradition of firearm regulation.
Well, Bruin is causing some irritation for all these
Yeah, it is. But the California Attorney General, Robert Bonta, who enforces the state's laws, plans to seek a stay while he appeals the decision.
Of course.
To the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco. So you guess where that would go, because that's probably what happened last time.
Well, eventually this stuff has got to, if you start having these district courts have different opinions, it's going to end up in the Supreme Court.
It is. And that's where I've got no faith in them either, though.
Yeah, but I mean, they've already decided on Bruin.
I know.
This is just another Bruin case. Yep. It goes, we're talking about the Hunter Biden case before this. We're kind of a win-win on him.
Yeah. So to give you a little more background, the judge had struck down the magazine ban in March of 2019.
See, that's what I was saying.
And it was overturned by the 9th Circuit in November of 2021. The Supreme Court vacated the appeals court ruling and ordered new proceedings consistent with the Bruin decision.
Yeah.
So instead of the Supreme Court taking it up and saying, hey, you can't do it, they said, we're not going to deal with it.
Yeah, just kicked it back down.
Kicked it back down. He did the same thing. Now it's going to go through again. So
that's what's so ridiculous. You go judge shopping for all this stuff.
Oh, that's exactly what they're doing. Ridiculous. So that's out of California, and you say it's not just going to affect California, because it's going to affect all of us. Because then other states are going. Once you see if California loses, which they should, then other states should start losing these things.
Well, you got like Colorado's got magazines.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so there's a bunch. New York. I mean, all these states do.
Yep.
A lot of these states do.
Yep. So you got that. So I think that may have been all the ones I had.
Yeah. So and the reason I brought up the Hunter Biden case because
I got one more.
So it's to me that's an interesting case on 2 counts. If he gets convicted and goes to jail, funny. Okay, that's a crime family that probably deserves it.
But we shouldn't be celebrating. Hey, he's getting
but if he takes this to court and wins, that's a win for the Second Amendment, especially on this gun charge because it's a bogus. The background checks anyway shouldn't be in effect. They just went in effect in 1998. So to me, that doesn't hold up under Bruin.
Yeah.
They've never been proven to do anything. They came back after Brady.
And let's convict him of money laundering and everything else he's doing, as opposed to some gun charge.
But they've already his defense lawyers have already said they'll argue Bruin if it goes to court, which is awesome to me because they should win, and that'll be a good win for the Second Amendment, even though it's somebody that we don't really care too much for. It's still a good win for the Second Amendment. So if he can win off Bruin, more power to him.
All right. So last thing I have is goes on with the same theme of it. It never ends. The Second Amendment will constantly be attacked, and it will never stop from the left. And this goes to what the White House did over this past week. They created an Office of Gun Violence Prevention. Guess who's leading that? You want to guess?
Our great VP.
Yeah. Being led by Kamala Harris. Office of Gun Violence Prevention. So, now, Biden noted that guns are the number one killer of children in America. Lie. Complete falsehood. Yeah. Adding, it's time to ban assault weapons, high-capacity magazines, has nothing to do. I mean, those two statements have nothing to do with one another. So anyway,
Well, that first statement, they take the age
Well,
up
they
to
lie.
18 to 21, and most of it's gang violence on the
Yeah,
kids. If
yeah.
you look at kids,
oh, it's
the
complete
actual
lie.
age of kids, there's nowhere near.
Yeah,
near.
complete
Yeah.
lie. But then they throw in assault weapons and high capacity magazines that has no correlation to it. He also said his administration would also focus on cracking down on ghost guns.
Oh, goodness.
So all these are lies. None of that has to do with anything. The president said the office would have 4 major functions, including expedited implementation of the bipartisan Safer Communities Act, which was passed last year with Democrat and Republican support. An expedited implementation of his executive actions on gun control, coordinating more support for victims after shootings, in the same way FEMA responds to natural disasters, he said. So that's the things that it's going to do. Now, this bipartisan Safer Communities Act, signed into law by Biden, was the most significant gun control bill in nearly 30 years. It incentivized states to pass red flag laws and expand background checks for 18 to 21 years old. The law was passed in response, another emotional response, passed in response to mass shootings in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas.
Oh, yeah. With the great police response to that one.
So our Republicans
It didn't surprise me.
that sit there and claim they're for the Second Amendment passed this, which incentivizes states to pass red flag laws. I mean, they're going to give the states money if they pass red flag laws. That's what that's about.
Which takes away your due process, which people don't care about that.
Yeah,
No,
it completely does away with due process.
Yeah.
Which we're sitting there. People are ready to vote for Trump,
He did.
who
something.
was for.
He-
I mean, we forget. We act like we don't. He didn't do this, but he was for red flag laws.
Yep.
He made the comment: take the gun and have
And
due
decide
process later. Decide later.
Well, he's also responsible for the bump stocks stuff.
Yeah, and also for the for not passing a law to allow silencers.
Yeah, the
Suppressors.
suppressor, the Hearing
'Cause
Conservation Act.
they were trying to get that through, and he says, "No, we can't do that."
Yeah, because
All
there
emotion.
was an active shooter event right prior to
Right.
that going to
Yeah.
before Congress.
So
yeah,
we need to have better people running for office that are truly Second Amendment. I don't know how we get that
I don't know.
because they're all liars. They all talk out both sides of their face. But let's not act like that everything Trump did was the greatest ever.
Oh no,
Because
absolutely
he was not the greatest on the Second Amendment.
All right, so is that you got anything else on the end of the news?
No, I think I'm done ranting on that.
All right, let's move on to some.
Was you about to hit a button there?
I
What
was
are you
thinking
doing?
about hitting that one or doing that one. I don't remember what this one does. That's all our buttons except for our start and music. So let's just jump right into some USPSA updates. It just seems like it's never ending.
Oh my gosh, it's just
Since
gets
our
worse
last,
and worse.
since our
don't it?
last episode, there's been quite a bit that's going on, even in the last few days. So first off, I think we talked about in the last episode where they hadn't filed their paperwork.
Right. Yeah, we
Um,
were waiting to
for a
make
number of years.
confirmation on that. Yep.
Yeah. Well, apparently somebody
Since 2018.
somebody got the name before they were able to
Yep.
file. So now USPSA's had to change their name. You got some people coming out talking about people
They
stealing
stole
their,
the name. No, you didn't steal the name.
steal it.
Name's out there. So
Name
you
was
can get whatever name.
Yeah, illegal for them to get it. So yeah, that's
If the
bunch of-
USPSA hadn't screwed up, they'd
Yeah.
still have the name.
yeah. So that's
Yeah, it's like
Crap.
USPSA international shooting or something like that.
yeah,
now.
yeah. So it's
Something or
different
another.
than what it was before,
Yeah.
which is funny. And now there's an effort by some individuals to raise some money to actually sue the organization.
Yeah, they're doing a GoFundMe to get money to.
They're up
to
over
pay them.
$21,000
They've
now.
had 21.
When
yeah.
it first started, they were saying we need $30,000 to do this case, and I thought, wow, there's no way you're going to get that.
They're
up over
past 21,000. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you got that lawsuit. The lawsuit we talked about in the last one is still going, still
Yeah.
moving forward.
Yeah, the one that brought the lawsuit against, I can't remember the guy's name, Joe somebody, whatever, the guy that they
Radikowski
kicked
or
out,
something
the
like
guy
that.
that they
Yeah.
kicked out. So
Yeah.
he's moving forward with his, which I think he's got a legitimate case against them.
Yeah, I
It
don't know
could
if he's
cost
gonna-
organizations
He
some
may
money.
not get all his money he's won, but he's got a legitimate case.
Yeah.
Especially with all the email traffic that he has.
So and then on top of all of that, of course, we talked about the Troy issue at the Nationals, which I don't guess they've done anything with
Apparently
that.
not.
But in the last board meeting, Scott Arnberg, the Area 3 director, made a motion to remove Ted Murphy as president not over the Troy stuff, but over not running the organization the way it's supposed to. His fiduciary responsibilities. The motion was called out of order since it was not on the agenda, so they wouldn't let him vote on it. But they went back in executive session and apparently removed Arnberg as chair of the finance committee.
So I guess that was on the agenda.
That was not on the agenda, but they removed him as the. So, I mean, it's the same.
Why wouldn't you just resign at that? I would resign right then. I'd say, all right, see you guys. I'm resigning. I'm no longer shooting with this organization.
Yeah, it's
good luck.
There's
no way I'd stay with them.
They're Area 3 directors on the podcast with Joel Park and practical shooting.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot's going to come out of that.
That'd be interesting to hear those. Yeah, they're not going to say much, but at least they'll talk a little bit hopefully about what the motion that he brought was, because he did bring a motion. But anything that was in the executive session, which when I read through the board minutes which didn't have a lot of detail in them, but they went to the executive session 3 or 4 times during that.
Oh yeah,
that's
that's a good way to go in there and not have to say anything.
And still nothing about Troy, who should have been fired. From
everything I'm hearing about this guy, how does he even have a job?
Because the rest of the guys, because the other directors are just as bad as he is. They're all jerks too.
Yeah.
You got 2 directors on there, and you can see with just 2 people on the board, you can't make any changes. You got to burn the whole thing down.
Yeah.
You can't vote these guys one by one.
Yeah.
But that's my USPSA update, and we can jump right on into the Alabama Sectional that I shot.
No matches weekend.
Yeah.
The road to master level.
I changed that to A.
The road to A level.
Yeah, which that didn't go well either. Before you start jumping into it, let me just go through the match itself and some of the good and bad. So
we know what the bad's going to be, but go ahead.
The good parts of this range was fairly close, about an hour drive from home. So the range was in excellent shape.
The good thing is you didn't get DQ'd.
I did not get
That's
DQ'd.
good.
So before we even get into my results,
good job.
I got to shoot the whole all 10 stages.
Good job there.
Which 10 stages, we were still done by 2:15. We started at 9 a.m., which in Alabama you can't start shooting before 9 a.m.
Yeah, stupid. Yeah. All right, so tell them.
So range was in excellent shape. We did have to use one of the little areas where we did 2 stages together, and that's
how was that? Was that?
I didn't like it. We ran it pretty quick. The squad before us, it was really one of our only holdups. They did it slow for some reason.
What about the one where they did the Western?
That's where it was.
Oh, that's
so you had 2
there.
stages. Okay. Then that it wasn't too bad. It was right there by where all the other stages were.
Oh, really?
So it was pretty. Like I said, the flow of the match was great. It was we started up on our squad started on stage number 4, and we just went in a circle and did that back up at the top of the hill. So that was good. It was an 8-man squad. We had 10 people was going to be on our squad, but a couple of them couldn't make it, so we ended up being 8 people.
That's not bad.
So we ran. It was pretty quick.
They have water on the stages.
It had water everywhere. Had porta potties everywhere.
Oh, that's nice. Usually they only have like 2 there.
Yeah. They had them. They had multiple ones there this time, so they did a good job on that. I won a $25 gift certificate to Blue Bullets. So I'll have to get a hat or a shirt or something because I don't make my own ammo anymore. Well, I could, but I don't need to buy that. But, so I did win something.
So how was the lunch?
Lunch was good. It's a barbecue sandwich and some chips. So the lunch was
free.
Good.
I mean, that was
free.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at first they told us we was going to buy our own lunch, but then we got an email like a day or 2 before the match said, well, they had enough money from everything left over that they'd buy everybody's lunch. Which that's a pretty good deal considering the many people are shooting.
Yeah, pretty good.
So let's get to
they actually could have made money off of it instead of losing money like our. I
don't see how you get a sectional match. We're paying $145 a shoot. Can do this and everything that they did and not lose money. You got a nationals that you're paying $350, $400 with sponsors that loses money. So it blows my mind. But yeah. So all right, let's get to the bad.
All right, so fairly decently nice place, good lunch.
Yeah.
Won something. All right. Yeah. Did you look at the prize table? Did they
No,
have
I didn't walk the prize table.
crap.
I didn't.
I'd be curious to know what was on there.
Yeah. I don't know what else was on there, but
Good job.
well, they were handing them out. It's not like you get to walk the prize table and pick something.
Well, I didn't say pig. I mean, you couldn't just see what was on there.
Well, I didn't have time. I should have took more time to walk stages.
Apparently you did walk the stages.
I definitely messed
It's
that
just
up.
when you shot.
Hold on a minute.
Apparently you was walking them when you were shooting.
Oh, yeah. Well, all but two stages. I walked the first stage, or the very last stage we shot. I walked it because that's where initially we were supposed to start. So I knew a good plan on that one. And the first stage we shot, I walked it prior to the match starting. Everything else, we did the 3-minute walkthrough before we shot it. And that's the only time I seen it, which was definitely a mistake.
You didn't have time to walk it? You didn't get there early enough?
I just told you. I had 3 minutes. No, I didn't get there early enough. No.
That's what I'm asking. Did you not get there?
I just said I walked 2 stages.
I heard you, but maybe you just went and sat around and talked.
Not enough time to really do anything.
Just shooting the breeze. What are you doing? What do you keep muting that for? Are you in trouble breathing? All right.
I gotta sneeze.
Let's go to the bad about that.
Before we jump into my results,
Oh, okay.
let me talk about some of the bad stuff.
Well,
first,
all right. What place do you come in?
I said, let me talk about some of the other stuff first. Wasn't impressed with the stages.
Yeah.
I thought the stage set up. Well, I mean, it wasn't just because I didn't shoot well. Just the stages, a lot of the stages were set up to where you could really only run them one way. Everybody was running the same plan.
Right.
So there really wasn't a lot of options to shoot it differently. So they had it set up to where multiple stages were set up to where you could only see certain targets from a certain place, and everybody had to go to that same place. So it was and then a lot of times, there was 2 stages that I missed. Didn't even see a target and didn't even shoot at it. There was a guy that was shooting PCC that was a master level guy. He had like 3 or 4 stages where he didn't see.
Is that the one that had like 14 misses?
No, that guy you're talking about, Stefan.
Like 17 misses?
Yeah, that dude. He's an unbelievable shooter. When I seen his results, I couldn't believe it. I don't know what was going on with him.
Well, he still beats you, I bet.
Yeah, he probably shot it like 200 in probably a third of the time or less than what I shot it in.
It's pretty quick.
But yeah, he's a good
That's
shooter.
PCC guy though.
Yeah, he's a heck of a pistol shooter too. I've shot with him before on pistol. It's crazy. And his PCC sounds like a machine gun when he shoots it. But the stages I thought could have been better. We talked about the little stages 9 and 10 that were together. It wasn't that big of a deal. You got one guy that got DQ'd early on in the match. He was either 1 or 2 squads ahead of me. So that means he got DQ'd after shooting like three stages, because when you shoot stage 9, which was the weekend stage, then you immediately move over and shoot stage 10. Well, when he moved over, you had to place your gun on a table. He placed his gun on the table before the RO told him to. So he got DQ'd.
Oh, that's bullcrap.
Yeah. So I almost did the same thing because I'd walked, RO said, okay, go over. He said, make ready. While I was still at stage 9, he said, make ready for the next stage. So I got my gun ready. And I walked over to another stage, and I started to reach my gun to put it on the table. And I looked back. I didn't see where the RO was, so I waited.
Yeah.
But if I'd done what that guy did, I would have got DQ'd there, and you would have loved that. It
looked like I think only 2 people got DQ'd for that match.
I think 3. He would have been up a little higher. Well, he should have been. I
looked
3.
at the bottom. I thought it was only
Newburn.
2.
Newburn was his name. I didn't see him at the bottom, but so
maybe it was the Carry Optics was only 2 people.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he was one of them if he wasn't on that list. Let me look see what it said. That was loud. I was thinking I didn't see him on that, but I know it was a couple of people. I thought it was 3 total, which is not bad. It's the way it should be. You shouldn't have a huge amount of DQs on this stuff. It should be. It's probably 160, 170 shooters, 400 shooters, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's 400. My results, I wish it was.
Yeah,
but,
like 160.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, what you've been waiting for? We talk about my results.
Well, you weren't dead last overall.
I was no, I was not dead last overall. It was a bad day, to say the least. My first stage, I think kind of put my day in a bad light. So the first stage, I actually shot it pretty good. So we started on a stage, and it was one of those stages where you had zero. What are you yawning for? It's boring.
It's boring.
It ain't boring. You wouldn't talk about my match results.
Well,
the
you
first one.
stages. And
So overall, I had.
Did you make A level?
No, I barely kept. Well, I didn't even make B level.
They kick you out of B level.
My percentage was C level, low C.
You shoot so bad.
My gosh! But I had 186 A's, 53 C's, 12 D's. And the 7 misses was from the two. 5 of those was the 2 targets that I didn't see.
Yeah.
And they said a no shoot, but that was wrong. That was a miss.
Cheated you.
Yeah. Well, even when we walked it down, they first told me I had an AC. He didn't see where I'd hit the top of the no shoot, but I didn't break the perforation on it.
Yeah.
So it was an A. But he put it down as a no shoot. I didn't like that RO anyway. And then I had 1 procedural because it should have been 2 procedurals because there was 2 targets I didn't shoot at. So it should have been 2 procedurals. So some of their scoring was off. But the first, I won't go through every
No, let's not go through every stage.
But the first stage that I shot was probably, if I had hit that, if I'd shot at that target, would have been one of my better ones. I had 25 A's and 2 C's. So really accurate. My time was 17.58. The high B class time was 14.66. So not too bad. A little slow, but it was the first stage I'd shot.
Better than the rest of them.
Yeah, a lot better. It was the first stage I shot in 7 months.
Yep.
But that was one of the ones that I didn't see a target. And I'd walked it down, and I needed to take.
You said that before.
One more step to my right, and I would have seen it, but I just didn't. Which would have taken me, because it was right there.
You shot carry optics, right?
Yeah.
What place you come in?
Yeah. In carry optics?
Yeah.
I didn't write that down.
I think I got it.
Oh, it's a shocker.
Well, it wasn't last place.
It was. I did not shoot well. My times got worse and worse after that one. It got in my head.
So you don't remember what place it was?
It was not good. It was not good.
Like next to last.
It wasn't. No.
Yeah, I got it right here.
No, it wasn't next to last. B class next to last, but not for the overall.
Yeah, B class. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, whatever. And we can talk about that. So that stage 9 and 10 where I had to shoot, had to shoot weekend. I'd been working on that too, which was bad. So that one was set up. You had 8 little 4-inch plates, and then 4 paper targets with no shoots on them. You know, my first plan was to shoot with the plates with my weak hand, so I didn't have to try to navigate those no shoots. But nobody was doing it that way. And
you beat 8 people in carry optics, by the way.
That's good.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad
That's
at all.
terrible, man. I swear.
That's not bad at all.
That's terrible. I swear. It was an awful day. Awful day. So here I'm trying to shoot weak-handed, Shaky the clown, man. My arm just, I couldn't, and I practiced it, man. I don't know why it was so, I couldn't get my dot to stay on it. I had 2 misses on that stage.
I'm not good at weekend shooting.
No, it was bad. But yeah, I had some times like on the very last stage I shot. At the end of the day, of course, I spent 10 seconds shooting at a dead gum steel plate. I couldn't hit for some reason.
To shoot at some steel.
Yeah, the guy that won it, he could have shot it twice.
He could have shot the whole stage twice.
He could have shot it, come back and shot it again, and I still been shooting.
They're shooting steel.
Accuracy-wise, I had 24 A's on that one, 6 C's, 1 D. Accuracy-wise, I was good.
Yeah, other than all those rounds you put at that steel plate, did you miss?
Yeah, that was bad. I was shooting low, so it was flinchy or something. I don't know what was going on.
So not the best day of
that was a
competition
day
that you had.
No, it was probably one of my worst matches I've shot. I felt like I couldn't move.
Did you not feel like he's fast? Is that the problem?
I was not fast at all.
You remember that time you made fun of me for being slow?
Well, you were running like an old man.
How do you think you ran?
If it had videoed it, it would have looked awful.
Oh, I'd have loved to see the video of this.
I couldn't. I got to get back in shape. I need to lose about 25 pounds, 30 pounds. Get back in shape where I can move. I swear it's sad. You know, the B class guys were shooting it. The head of the B class guys were shooting at some of these stages 10 seconds faster than me. That didn't used to happen. Usually I could stay with all those guys.
Yeah, you've gotten slow.
I gotten fat and slow. So, and shaking all over
Shaky
the
the clown.
I swear. Very frustrating day. I was glad to be done with it. Probably won't shoot a match for a
You've
while.
already taken golf back up.
Here's one stage. I shot it, and let's see. I'm trying to remember this stage. I didn't think this one was that bad of a stage. I shot it in 34 seconds, and the B class guy shot that won the B class, not the overall winner. The guy, the highest B class was 21. So he shot it in 13.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, it's a lot of time. I don't know. It would have started at the same time. He could have gone back and reloaded his ammo by the time I got done.
Had a moon pie and a RC cola.
Yeah,
Sitting there watching you finish it up.
It was bad.
All right. Well, not a good day shooting. So that's been we've been weeks and weeks on excited about your USPSA.
But you were supposed to help me prepare, and you didn't do crap.
Well, I mean,
we should have thought about the movements.
There's
thing.
so
You
much.
didn't-
Well, I thought about. I've seen you run. I outran you last time we.
Well, that was the only time we did anything. The weekend
I
before the
just
match.
destroyed you in speed.
I beat
should
you
have
in the
told you
match,
something.
though.
Yeah, 'cause
Head to
wasn't
head, I
shooting
beat
good,
you.
but I was fast.
You was faster, but I
I
beat
wasn't
you.
a lot faster.
Whatever.
Fast, like lightning.
So, anyway,
Good job.
yeah.
You didn't have Clear Creek shooting shirt on, did you?
I did.
Good thing we're not doing classes anymore.
Well, we might have to start doing those again. I got you on the website so you can get your ticket to SHOT
I ain't
Show.
going to SHOT Show.
And get you a ticket. I put you on my website.
I ain't going.
I'm going to SHOT Show. I looked at plane tickets. Like $300, a little over $300 for a ticket to Las Vegas. That's not bad at all. I already got my reservations. Should be able to start signing up early in October.
All right, what else we got?
Yeah, well, no matches for a while, if ever. I put my magwell on my rival. Probably won't buy that steel frame rival now. Might look at getting me a 2011 or a double stack 1911.
All right.
But yeah, other than that, how
No
far
tip of the
are we
week or anything? Oh, we're pretty good ways in this.
No, I didn't even think about tip of the week.
Oh,
This
good
time.
job.
I guess maybe lose some weight, get in shape so you can move.
Don't forget about movement.
Yeah, going to the range, we did a lot. I did a lot of, and my speed was awful. My shooting, I bet you my splits were 0.3, and I was consistently shooting 0.18, 0.20 at the range. So
You got nervous.
yeah, I started to
Verify.
over-verify
Help
the
you with these
targets.
words. These words are
Yeah.
big.
All right, I'm done. That's all I got.
Oh, good job. Way to go. And
Yeah. Anybody wants a free shirt, Clear Creek Shooting or everything guns on it, send us an email at info@clearcreekshooting33.com. So I'm assuming everybody's missing the email. That's why we're not getting
probably right.
any feedback on the podcast. That's all I got. You got anything else?
no, I'm good.
All right. We are Everything Guns.
We're out.